Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to another video from my world Ushea. Today we are at a new place for a single standalone video where we build a castle called Darton Hall. This castle was one of the few standing in what is now the Kingdom of Meria after the Great War that ended the Big Cast dynasty. Before Meria was united as one kingdom, the higher lords that fought beside each other under the war gathered in the halls of Darton and swore allegiance to Lord Usembert, who became the first king of Meria. This makes the castle of Darton Hall an important castle in the history of Meria, but over time new castles and better castles were built and Darton Hall was not really considered a big castle anymore. After hundreds of years of not being one of the biggest, most impressive castles in the kingdom, Lord Darton of Darton Hall became influenced after his travels around the world of the Docarian religion. And this castle was for a long time used as a hideout for priests of this Docarian religion, which has been forbidden in the lands for centuries. The castle has been rebuilt and revamped over time to easily hide all these religious priests quickly in case of a search. But one rumor about a pagan priest hiding in Darton Hall reached the king, and he sent 20 knights to the castle, 10 to surround the buildings and 10 to thoroughly search the castle. This led to 5 pagan priests being found within the castle. This made the king furious and decided he would punish Darton Hall, and the castle has been in a steady decay ever since. Welcome guys to the tour of this place. I've decided that I want to take a look together with you when it's raining here, just because I think the atmosphere that the rain adds, especially to this place, just really makes it look better, I think. The idea is that this castle, Darton Hall, is in decay, as I mentioned, and just the rain and all of it just makes it look even sadder. So I think it's a cool thing, and you can come on the server yourself if you want to see this in the sunshine, if you prefer that. But I think the rain makes this castle work here. So let's just fly up here a little bit and I'll tell you what the inspiration for this was. I was watching YouTube, which I do a lot, and I came over a video of a Tudor castle called Harvington Hall, I believe. I will try to leave a link to the video down below by a fabulous YouTuber who does a lot of these tours of the interiors and history and lore behind old castles, mostly in the UK, but I think there's some of other places in Europe as well. And basically this castle, the Harvington Castle or Harvington Hall, was used as a hideout for, I think it was Protestant priests when in UK. So the idea was that I wanted to create like a hideout castle such as that, and we will get to all the hideout parts in just a little bit. That was the main inspiration for this castle here, and I liked the way it turned out. It's built here in Meria, not too far away from London, which is over here. So you're following the river here, and the capital of Meria will be in this bay here. So it's going to be quite close to that as well, and I think it's a nice location for that. And it will be connected with a river or something, or a bridge over the river here as well. After the punishment, the king first of all declared that the castle will no longer get any funding from the king, so the castle has been decaying over that. But they were also forced to remove this guardhouse. There was a tower here used to kind of protect and scout for people coming here for a search. They were forced to break down this tower here, and they're no longer allowed to have any sort of defense and that sort of stuff. Or really, well, there's still some, but they're not, just to prevent them really from hiding more priests. The king kind of nerfed them in a way. So the king was really not happy, but as you might see, I think the castle might still be used to hide out some pagan priests as well. So let's get started with the interior tour of this place. I hope you guys are excited. I know I am. I'm really excited for this idea here, and I hope that you guys will like it. Now, yeah, come on the server if you want to just fly around in more detail, and we'll get on with this for the video here. So you come in here, there is a gate here, and of course they have a picture of the goddess of Meria, which is the official deity they serve in Meria, and the only one that's legally worshipable, I guess. So they have put it here to kind of camouflage, I guess, and just to make the king happy. You come in here, we have a portcullis which drops down here, and there's some arrow slits on either side here, so it's still a little bit defended. Alright, and you come in here, and there's a cute little courtyard in the middle here. I think it's quite cool, and honestly the shape of it is not really that bad. The roofs are really what's yeah, decaying the most. We have some holes here and there, and even one over here as well. Yeah, there's a couple of holes in the roofs, and we'll get to that, and there's some other things here and there as well. But the castle, the state of it isn't too bad. Alright, let's start with this building here, and there's a little door right here which goes into some cellars here, and here we have some storage, big vaulted ceiling, I love that. And then in here we have like an indoor workshop. The idea is that like this is just a manor or a smaller castle. We don't have a specialized smith, we don't have a specialized working area and stuff like that. So this is where like you'd make clothes, you'd make some chairs, like carpentry and stuff, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, and some storage and things. And the walls, as you can see, are worn down, they're old looking, damp looking, but I think it's cool. I think it works. So I'm really trying to make it look like the castle is in a state of decay. So you can see that the walls, yeah, some of the walls are really like worn down over time. Here's the kitchen as well, the big kitchen. I like this one. And this leads out to this area here, below a little, yeah, little roof here. This goes up to the second floor, as you can see here, and I really like this little feature here, and we have even like crane system. We'll get to that. Let's walk up the stairs and take a look at the upper floor here. So you come in here, we have a little hallway which leads to all different directions. Here we can see some rotting. You can even see the water drips down here when it's raining, because it's open all the way up here. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but we'll get to that. So you can see there's some water on the ground here, and the wallpaper is peeling off, and yeah, it's not great. In here we have the feast hall, quite grand. I like this. Yeah, really not too shabby. Big and open, and it kind of tells you how grand this castle must have been back in the day. Remember, this was like the biggest castle standing after the Great War that separated the dynasty. So yeah, it used to be a big fancy castle. And here we have like a little one of these rooms I like to call like tea rooms. This is where after the dinner the lord and his closest friend or his hand or his special guest can come in here and just like enjoy some tea or some wine and stuff. And yeah, some storage in the back here. Alright, let's continue our discovery of this and move up. So we get up here. Here we have just a little hallway, and this behind this wall is the upper sections of the feast hall, so there's not too much happening here. But up here we're at the attic, and at first glance this looks like a normal attic, but it's not. Here we can see it's raining in. I love the shaders with the rain. It's awesome. And again, you can see how the I use different textures in the floor here to make it look rotted and decayed. Actually, this here is an area of worship of the Ducarian religion here. And this is, oh, I can't remember the name, but this is the goddess of all, the main deity in this religion. I can't remember it top of my head. Nephirim? I don't know. You can see that in the lore section if you want to, but he's portrayed here, and they sit here and they can worship, but it's kind of camouflaged as just storage in the attic here. But in case someone comes for a search, we can pull this, and then there's like this wrapped yeah, carpet here, or like curtains that just falls down and covers up this icon here, and they can move all the religious stuff over to a small hole in the ground here, so, or in the floor. They can like hide all the religious artifacts down here, so they can kind of quickly hide away all that sort of stuff. And then in the back here, so this is like some kind of cupboard, I guess, and just imagine that most of the time it's here where I'm standing, but just to show you guys the idea here, they would kind of move this away, and there's a door behind it, so they hide a door behind the cupboard. And it leads into a small storage area, but then it goes up, and there's an exit here to the roof, which is kind of cool. You can get up here, but this is an escape route for the priest. So if there is a priest up there having some kind of ceremony, some people are here to make sure there's no priest here, yeah, you'd run. So he escapes here. They cover up the door here with this cupboard, so they can't see the priest or see the door, and the priest runs out here, and he can walk on the roof, and he can walk down here and then drop down on this little platform here, which is actually used as a way of transporting goods up to the 3rd floor, I think. So there's like this little crane here, and yeah, it goes up here, but it's a nice escape route for the priest, just kind of running around over there. And then you can get in here. I guess we will just take it from here, I guess. So you come in here, we have yeah, let's just go up here. We just have another attic in here with some storage and stuff, but then here we also like hid a small door which leads into a hideout. So this would be where like one of the priests could just stay here for however long he has to until the search is over. It could be days, so you could sleep here and just wait for that. And of course, like if maybe say the Lord comes for a longer visit, the priest could hide away for days. So kind of cool. Yeah, from here we have kind of, we're going it in the back or reverse order here, I guess, but this is a room for the servants, and as you can see, a lot of the, or some of the beds are empty, they're not made up, and that's just because the Lord isn't as wealthy anymore, so he can't afford all the servants. But yeah, some servants stay here, and this leads out to another room with like the main servants, the leaders, they sleep here. All right, down here we have this is accessed from this hallway here I showed you earlier, and it goes down here, and here we have some guest rooms for the guest, but also priests could stay here. This guest room here is not being used, the bed's not made up, and there's no one here, but it's kind of cool. I like adding empty rooms in the builds, just adds a little bit of character. Here someone is staying, a beautiful small bedroom here. And then, oh, whoops. Over here we have another bedroom, and there's a couple of beds here, like a family could be staying here and whatnot. But you might have guessed it, there's a hatch here which leads down to, actually let's get some light here so it's easier for you to see. But here we have another hideout below here, and it's kind of hidden away, and you can put a chair over and no one will be able to tell there was a hideout there. So yeah. Then in here, we are inside the gatehouse. You can also get to that from this covered walk here. And we're on top of the gatehouse. We have arrow slits shooting down at the front here, like that. We have the mechanisms for the portcullis here, like that. Opening it up. And here we have the guards. This is where they sleep. As you can see, only one guard on duty at the moment. And this goes out to a small balcony overlooking the courtyard. Really beautiful. Alright, let's go outside again and go down and check out the gatehouse first floor. So we run up here and then down again. My idea is, for the hideouts by the way, is that you shouldn't be able to tell that it's like there's an empty space where you can have a hideout. So we'll get to that. Like, I don't think you were able to see anywhere in the layout of this where there was a space for like this hatch room, if that makes sense. So the idea is that you're not supposed, even though like you thoroughly search, you should be able to tell that there should be a room here. That's the idea. So yeah, and basically just some rooms here for some weapons and storage for defending the gatehouse. All right, next to that we have this building here. This is quite cool. We have like some wine just climbing on it, and there's like this small balcony, but this is really in bad shape, and the roof here is really bad, but it's cool. And this is built over the river we saw. So basically this room right here is the toilet. This is where you come in, and you can take a dump in the water here, and it just follows the stream downstream. Kind of cool. So yeah, you just sit here and it just follows the stream, and nice and clean, I guess. But you might have guessed it. Let's jump down here. Not too pleasant, but here we have an even tinier hideout, just in case, like, let's say the priest was in the courtyard or was at the toilet and then there was a raid. He would just like jump down here and he could climb up on this little slab and stay there for a little while until it's free, and then they would drop like down a rope or something to help him out. So yeah, you can get up here as well. And then this leads out to, can we get out here? To this stream. This took forever to decorate, man, but I really like the way it looks. All right, let's go back and continue the tour. So there's 3 doors here. The left one was the toilet, and the right one is where we get the water from. So this is upstream, so the water is still clean here. We have like a bathtub, which is really convenient here, and then you can see the water and it flows that direction. So you have like a crane to lift up some water. You can heat it up here to take a bath, but it's also like where you get your drinking water from here. So yeah, a nice way of, like, instead of having a well, you can just get it straight from the stream. And then the middle door is a stair which leads up. To the left here we have the council room. This is where the Lord and his men would talk about stuff. So they sit here and just chat about all sorts of things they have to figure out. Really, yeah. And then in here we have just some like living rooms, or I don't know what to call it. Just some halls. Sitting here over here as well, looking at the mountains. Really cool. And then from here we can get out on these balconies here and just look over here. Pretty nice. Alright, let's go up the stairs, and then we'll get up to some more guest rooms or rooms for the persons living here. So we come in here, a small room, kind of cozy. We have some like sitting, like an alcove here, like a sitting area as well. And then here we have a bedroom as well, pretty nice. And another one here, again, kind of nice. And then there is some storage and stuff behind here. And if I remember correctly, I've been working on this for a while, and I've even been on a week's vacation. I don't think there is a hideout up here. No hideout here. But you could, of course, escape through here. But here we even added like a little bit of some, what do you call this? I don't know. To cover up like the leak, so the leak just drops on this instead of below. Kind of nice. Let's go downstairs and take a look at other buildings here. Let's run down here and around here and then down here, and we're out. All right, and we can wrap around here and go up this little slope here, and on this side we have a diagonal / normal building, and this is the stable. And here we can see we have like some scaffolding to rebuild the roof up here. They have added some kind of coverage here temporarily for a while just to keep the horses dry. But now they're kind of rebuilding it up here. And then here we have some storage, little storage below here. This is below like the tea room thing. And then we have this lovely red beech here. I love these trees. We used to have one where I grew up, a massive one. It's taken down now, but like, yeah, the beeches with the red leaves is beautiful. Alright. Inside here we have the stables. Quite big. I like it. And then upstairs we have some storage, and here you can see like the planks are worn down over time by the leakage, and there's some moss and algae growing here. Pretty nice. Alright, let's continue. In the middle section here we have like shelter. This is used for whatever, like in summertime we could sit here and eat, but currently it's used as like a workstation for repairing the castle. And this is mostly here all the time because the castle is in such bad state that it's always in need of reparations. So this is where like they work. Yeah, and then in here we have a little storage area for tools and materials for just running the castle really. Now let's get to the crown jewel, the keep itself, this building right here. As we can see, we go around here and there's a little ramp which leads up to a drawbridge, so you can like open this to make the castle or the keep impregnable, I guess. I don't know, at least harder to get into. And then there's a door which goes into a small hall here. Quite pretty really. We have a kitchen in here. This leads to some different storage areas like here and then here. Like this is a pantry, I guess. And then around here we have some more storage in the back, and it wraps around, and it also connects up with this little storage area here. And there's a staircase which goes down below to some cellars where we have some wine and beer and all sort of stuff being stored, and also another hideout. So this lever here makes it kind of obvious to you, but just kind of imagine that this lever isn't here and they would do this manually. Just use your imagination. And then behind these crates there is a door, so they would cover up this door with just crates and storage, and it would be pretty well hid. And in the back here we have two bunk beds for some of the priests and people that they want to hide. They can stay here, but there's also a door which is hidden behind this tree here, so very well hidden, and it's just used in emergencies, so kind of cool. So let's close this up again. There we go. Let's go upstairs and check out the rest of the castle, shall we? Alright, so we go up the stairs here. To our right we have a little hall which wraps around, and it shows you the banner of Darton Hall. Yes, I've made myself a custom overlay where I'm going to be adding some of the banners and stuff for the different projects. So probably going to be leaving or adding that overlay in the Discord channel for those of you who want it. But yeah, let me work on it a little bit for now before I do that. But this is the banner of Darton Hall, and there's a fist which kind of signalizes the unation, or that they united the kingdom here. And that's kind of the idea of the fist. And then in here we have the mechanisms for the drawbridge. Yeah. Here we can see the wallpaper peeling off a little bit as well. The floor is in bad shape. In here we have the solar, or the family's living rooms. We have like some sitting areas for them, a nice fireplace, windows overlooking the not so beautiful courtyard, and a small sitting area for some dinner and stuff. Upstairs we have some bedrooms, but we also have a balcony looking out at the stream here, which flows into the water area and the toilets and stuff. And then in here we have the Lord's bedroom. This is quite nice. Even has a little fireplace and a sitting area overlooking the rest of the castle. And next to that we have the ladies' room over here. Around here we have some storage and another hideout. Yes. So I'm pretty sure you weren't able to tell that. Let me show you that. First of all, let me show you. It's not big. It's really not big. It's just like a tiny hideout here. Just like a bed and some clothes and stuff. Very small. But let me show you. I don't think there's any way to tell that there is a room down here. Like, it's pretty well hidden. So basically it's kind of ruined the illusion, but it's built above the stair here. So there's a little bit of space between the floors. So that's kind of where they hid that hideout. But yeah, we can go around here. Some nice hallways, and then there's a little bedroom here which is not currently being used. Alright, let's go further up. And here we get to another banner, and we have some bedrooms for some of the kids. Maybe some twins sleep here. There's two like similar beds. And then next to that there is another room which is not being used. There's a double bigger bed here. Yeah, and it's not currently being used. And this accesses the attic of the extension part where we have some storage and stuff. And then all the way up, I'm gonna take the ladder up to the attic here, where we have just some more storage. And here we also have some damage to the roof, and an owl has made the top of the castle his home. Look at him, it's kind of cute. So that is pretty much everything of the Darton Hall, I believe. As you know, there's several hideouts, which is kind of fun, and I just think the idea of having all these hideouts built into the layout was such a fun challenge for me, and I hope that you guys like the idea of this castle here. So make sure you come on the server and check it out for yourself if you want to, and I will be back with Sangre in not too long. It's summer. I probably should have more time to play Minecraft, even though I should be outside in the sun, but the weather in Norway has been really bad lately, so yeah, probably means more Minecraft time. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.